Hey guys, this is your boy Dino aka DRP here. Welcome back to another video to my channel. It's as I'm recording this right now, it's currently 10:25 in the evening. Um People in my Discord would know about this. I actually went to watch the My Hero Academia latest movie basically. So My Hero Academia, it was called My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission. That was the latest movie that came out on October 29th, and I actually went to watch it today. Today was the only free time I had, right? So I basically what I did was I booked the tickets yesterday to go after work. So after work I came back home, worked out for a bit, and then I went straight to watch the movie. So yeah, this is kind of going to be a review of sorts of what I felt about the movie, a little synopsis, I guess, in a way. I'm not going to spoil too much. In fact, I might try to not spoil at all, so that the people that do watch this review do get their interest piqued and then watch the movie for yourselves to actually witness the stuff that actually goes down. So, My Hero Academia World's Heroes Mission. I enjoyed it. I would say, in my honest opinion, I mean, it makes sense because this movie came out this year, like days ago, and the other, there's been three movies so far. This is the third movie. I would say, visually, this is the best looking My Hero Academia movie I have seen so far, like straight up, because even though the last movie was good, like it was really good. The moment where Midoriya and Bakugo both end up having one for all, and they kind of use it against the final villain. There were some points in that time in the battle where you couldn't tell what was happening. Like that final fight felt like there was like, it looked like blob of paint in a way. Like the animation looked really weird in some parts of that fight where you just couldn't tell who was fighting who was punching who and whatnot. Obviously the color kind of indicates it. Obviously the color will basically indicate who's hitting who basically. But it was really hard to see what was going on in that fight. However, this movie, visually, they have done a very good job. Like, even though like the fights were so damn fast paced, especially the fights with Deku. So to talk a few things about is Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. In fact, I would say most of the focus went towards those three. I mean, they did come up in the poster with their new outfits and whatnot. So yeah, the focus was mainly on Bakugo, Todoroki, and Midoriya. And their fights, even though it was very, very fast paced, I could actually tell what was going on. I was like, I could tell what was going on. So I felt like visually, this is the best looking My Hero Academia movie. But then obviously, well, it's been years since the last two movies came out, right? So obviously they're gonna get better and better. But I just felt like this time around, they've really put they really went all out. They went balls deep. So that's one thing I want to say good about. The visuals, the game, the movie visually looked very pleasing to watch. That was one of the things. That was one of the big pluses of this movie. Like visually, it just looked amazing, especially the final fight. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil it what the final fight was and who went up against. Obviously, Midoriya is gonna be always the final part of the fight, but I'm not gonna say any more than that. But it was fantastic. I loved it. If I want to give a little description of what the story is about, without giving too much away, it's basically a terrorist organization called Human Rise, basically trying to kill or trying to eradicate all heroes, basically. Because in the villain's eyes, heroes basically which have quirks. So people who have quirks are considered sick, and humans that are quirkless are like the people that need saving. So you can see where it's going, right? So this villain is basically trying to basically he tries to whip out a global scale attack to eradicate all heroes. When I say global scale, I mean like globally. Like it's not just in Japan. There's in America. There's in Egypt. There's Singapore. Like they were showing different countries and events that were going on there. So like it was intense. It was like, oh shit, it's all around the world. Like I think that was the one thing that was kind of different. Obviously, like the villains in the past movies, yeah, they were gonna hit like really hard, right, towards wherever they are. This guy was like, yo, I'm sending this throughout the whole world. Like, fuck you guys. Like, he's basically trying to get rid of all heroes so that the world can be quirkless and quirkless only. Like, so that the world would just be filled with people who are quirkless, basically. That's basically his goal. Um, and he goes about doing things in specific ways. I don't want to talk about that. I mean, the story itself is not like, oh my god, it's insane, right? Like, I mean, the previous movies also had instances where obviously, the villain's always trying to get the heroes down, right? So it's the same formula, I guess, but this one was basically in a more global scale. So it wasn't just Japan. So yeah, it wasn't just Japan. It was just, like I mentioned, these other countries, few countries to name a few. It's happening at different places at the same time. So yeah, so that's basically the story. And the fact that this global scale will, and whatever project he has in store will initiate in 2 hours. So basically, the gang and other heroes have to basically stop this guy within 2 hours. If you don't stop him within 2 hours, his project will start and all the heroes will die, basically. So this is basically a movie about them stopping this villain within 2 hours, guys. Within 2 hours. Obviously, the movie doesn't basically cover the whole 2 hours, but it's basically them finding out who he is or what part of an organization he is, known as Humanize, which is basically a terrorist organization. And when they come to know about what his goals are and how much time they have, then obviously they process into trying to stop him, basically. So yeah, like this movie is basically about heroes, pro heroes, basically going up against the villain, who's trying to basically initiate a dangerous project of his within 2 hours. Basically, you have to stop him within 2 hours. They're basically trying to save the world in 2 hours. That's what the story is about. The heroes going up against the villain to save the entire world in 2 hours. That's basically what it is. So, yeah, that's the best way I could explain it without giving spoilers. If there's one thing I really regret when I was watching this movie, it was not watching the latest season. So basically, you guys have watched my channel for a while, right? So you guys know I've pretty much reacted to every single season of My Hero Academia, except the latest one. So this latest one I did not actually watch. So yeah, season 5. So I've watched every single season, 1, 2, 3, 4, which was the 4th season, where during the finale, Deku basically has a dream when he sees all the other previous 1-for-all owners, and then he actually encounters the very first person who wielded that quirk, basically. And that's how they finished season 4. Season 5, I actually never got down to watching it. It was also... I think during this period of time is when my channel actually started growing a lot more, started progressing a lot more, and I just kept up with the grind, right? So I barely have time to actually sit down and relax now. Like, it's crazy, because I do work a lot more now, and I do work out a lot more. I do grinding on YouTube a lot more. So there's just been so much going on that I've never actually got down to watching the 5th season. The 5th season has finished kind of like a month or 2 ago, basically, from what Hatch told me, because I was talking to Hatch on my way home from this movie. a lot of the people said it was kind of boring, because there was like one of the main arcs was basically like a class battle or something. But when I spoke to Hatch, Hatch said this season is got a lot of important stuff, which sets up for the next season, which is going to be a banger, by the way. Depending, with how the manga goes, at least. So, and once again, I come to this point that I just mentioned. If there's one thing I regret when I was watching this movie, it was the fact that I did not watch season 5. Why? Well, I'm not going to mention the spoiler, but Deku ends up revealing something. He ends up revealing something that I never knew he had. So I was like, I saw him do this, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, obviously, season 4 is as far as I got with My Hero Academia. I did not watch season 5, the latest one. So I assumed. So when I saw this, when I saw Midoriya do this, I was like, this is definitely not an expansion of his wonderful quirk. This has to be something else. And long beheld, I was right. It was something else. He basically uses an ability, right? He basically uses this ability that I've never seen him use before. However, it seems like season 5 actually dives into how he gets that ability and how it comes about. So I was like, oh, of course. When Hatch told me this, I was like, shit. Of course, the only time I don't get around to watching, it's the latest season, because I've got so many stuff to do, is when they drop a ton of important stuff. So from what Hatch told me, there's a ton of important stuff with season 5. So what I'm planning to do is, once I have caught up with Ruby, I'm actually going to start watching My Hero Academia season 5. I'm going to be reacting to it. It's going to be time of reactions, of course, but I'll be reacting to it nonetheless, because I want to know how he gets that ability. You guys, anyone who's watched this movie would know what I'm talking about, what I'm referring to. Obviously, spoiler reasons, I don't want to, people who want to watch this movie and want a non-spoiler review, I feel like I want to relate to those people. Overall, this was a really good movie. I enjoyed this very much. Visually, it was... I feel, in my honest opinion, I felt like this movie visually looked the best. And for that reason, I felt like this was very pleasing to watch. There was another little minus. I might be a bit picky about this, but I felt like the movie was heavily focused into Midoriya, Bakugo, and Todoroki, but then again, they were kind of teasing that for a while now, through posters and trailers or teasers or something like that. They did show all the, the rest of the gang, and give some sort of screen time to them. But I felt like compared to the last 2 movies, it felt like the rest of the gang had a less screen time compared to the last 2 movies. I might be wrong, but it felt like they had a bit more less. It was more or less than before, if you get what I mean. Like, compared to the last 2 movies, this one definitely was like, yeah, they showed a few seconds of each characters doing their own thing, and that was it, basically. But like I said, it was heavily focused on Midoriya, Bakugo, Todoroki, and also this character right here, this one right here on top of Deku. He basically plays quite a big role in this movie. You would probably understand why when you're watching it. He plays a big part in this movie for sure. So I felt like it was these 4 people basically ran the show. these four characters basically ran the entire movie. So, I mean, look at the synopsis here on the internet. Japan's greatest heroes must track down the mastermind behind a deadly chemical attack. That's as easy as you get. That's basically as non-spoilish as you get. So, yeah. So yeah, I feel like these four characters ran the movie by itself. I mean, there were some moments we get to see Endeavor in action, which was pretty cool. Get to see Endeavor, we get to see Hawks in action. That was pretty cool. Togiyami a bit. So we get to see some pro heroes in action. We definitely get to see pro heroes. So we got to see the Class 1A students going in, and then we get to see the pro heroes going in as well, which was really cool to see. That it's not like they had no screen time at all. I'm not gonna be that guy and say, oh, they got no screen time at all. No, I'm not gonna be like that. But compared to the last two movies, it did feel like it was a bit less than how the last two movies treated it. But then again, the situation and the storyline in the past two movies made them become more involved. It basically was a situation there where there had to be more involved, in a way, because the first movie and the second movie was kind of like they were all in one group, right? They were all together, like one Class 1A. They were all together. Whereas here, it was kind of like they were all in different places at the same time. So, yeah. Yeah, but then, like I said, that's just a minor thing. That's just me probably being too picky, I guess. Yeah, this. What would I give this score? What would I give this movie? I would say what I would say what had me going with this show, like with this movie, and I enjoyed it so much. It's definitely the visuals. The visuals looked top tier this time around in My Hero Academia movie. This really killed it. They really went in with the visuals. I felt like that. I was like, yeah, it's good. I would say I'll give this a. I'll probably be in between 7 or 8 out of 10 with this movie. Like it's not like it's not like, oh yeah, it's not like with movies like this you're going to expect a villain, and you're always going to expect the villain trying to eradicate the heroes. So it's basically the same formula, but this time this was a bit more global scale, so it made it a bit more dangerous. The villain himself was quite dangerous as well, like his quirk. Even though there's a limit to that quirk, which was found out during the process of the movie, the quirk itself is pretty damn busted. Like, it was a pretty busted technique, or not technique, it was a pretty busted quirk. And the worst part about it is that it activates whenever. Like it literally activates all the time. There's like no cooldown period. That was pretty busted. So it was, yeah, it was crazy. So Midoriya is showing a few things that is definitely big spoilers to me. I should have watched season 5 before watching this. My fault. But now that I've witnessed what he's able to do in this movie, I am very, very interested in how he ends up getting it in season 5. So that's, I guess, in a way, motivation for me to watch it. But yeah, I would say 7 or 8 out of 10 with this movie. I mean, like, for the most part, it was done really well. Minor stuff here and there, and just me being picky, I guess. But I'll give it a solid 7 or 8 out of 10, in between at least. You know what? 7.5 out of 10. There you go. Boom. 7.5 out of 10. What do you guys think? If you guys did watch the movie within the last 2 days, tell me what you guys think of this movie. And yeah, anyone who hasn't watched the movie and want a review where it's, there's hardly any spoilers or very trimmed down, this is the video. So this is the video, guys. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to smash the like button, comment, share those good things. To see more content of me doing more, I guess, reviews like this in the future. I wouldn't mind doing reviews like this. If you guys are new to the channel, consider that subscribe button and join the DRP Guild today, so you won't miss a single video from my channel with those reactions to or reviews like this in the future, or reactions to any of the shows I do. You guys know where to come. So thank you guys for watching. This is your boy Dina signing out. Have a nice day, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, peace.